Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
don't
thank
normally-
you, Roshan.
and if
Do
everybody can mute themselves, please.
It says the host has disabled screen sharing.
Oh, well, let's fix that. Hold on. Says it's available. Try it now.
No, it's still disabled. It's right next to the green.
Okay,
This
hold-
little arrow.
Yeah, the
to the
little
right.
arrow. It says one participant can share at a time is checked. I'm gonna put multiple participants, but nobody else share other than John. Try that.
Okay, here we go. The cat in the bag. Fowler, the wonder dog, sleeps in the living room and eats in the kitchen. Coco, the wild kitten, sleeps in the bedroom and lives in Barbara's office the rest of the time. Ninja, the stealth cat, goes wherever she wants and takes possession of any space she wishes, whether upstairs or downstairs, on a table, a chair, a windowsill, on a coat, a particular floor space. If she wants it, it's hers. About a week ago, I came in from the supermarket, was unpacking the bags, and turned around to see a few days ago, after noting that she had not been in the bag for a day, I asked Barbara if I should pick up the bag. I asked the ruler of the castle to Fab Barbara whether it was safe to remove it. She agreed on the safety. When I turned to do so, Ninja was back in a bag. She has very good hearing. And then today is the 50th, or yesterday rather, it was the 50th birthday of my son. And he's now an AARP member, if you can accept that, but your son now belongs to AARP. 5 years ago, I wrote on his 45th birthday, and it's as though I wrote it today. I smile when I think of Luke, my son Luke, on his 45th birthday. Well, the rest of his family, father, mother, stepmother, sister, wound up in different fields on the internet after college. Luke followed his high school dream. He's a writer, a television writer by trade. His talent and interest took him also into the writing of computer games. More importantly, he's the same person at 45 that he was at 13. A more mature person, perhaps, with the imagination and presence that he had as a teenager. When he demonstrated computer games to 300, went twice to NASA's space camp, had published cartoons in Computer Shopper, traveled with us on business around the US, made friends around 2 separate homes, started a high school literary magazine. Unlike his father, failed high school geometry and a foreign language because they weren't on his crowd agenda. Again, like his father, his grades ranged from outstanding to abysmal, while his mother, stepbrother, and sister were consistently around the top of their class. More importantly, he is interesting and a pleasure to be around or talk to. Since he was a child, he mixed seamlessly with both adults and peers in 2 separate households and retained the grace he showed then. When he was about 7, he probably had a concussion jumping down the stairs as Superman and hitting his head on a radiator. When he was in high school, he definitely had a concussion after being kicked in the head with the soccer game. 38 years later, he is still Superman to me. In case you haven't guessed, I am very proud of Luke John McMullen. I just can't believe he's 45, or 50 now. And I'll go for one more, but it will only be really relevant probably to people in the United States who are newspaper junkies. The heaven of the writing God shrinks. I quit drinking 25 years ago. I retired with the title, Jimmy Cannon. I'd sit down at the typewriter and open a vein, Walter Red Smith. Yesterday at Yankee Stadium, 60,000 parishioners bought the Daily. He spent money because the bar like United States Senator Jimmy Breslin. He's a credit to his race, the human race, writing about Joe Louis, Dick Young. After 30, 40, 50 years, these lines still stick in my mind. They were written by newspaper columnists, great newspaper columnists, and they were not alone. Pete Hamill, Walter Winchell, Max Lerner, Wexford Pegler, Eleanor Roosevelt, Grantland Rice, Drew Pearson, Stanley Woodward, Bob Considine, James Wexler, John Crosby, Mark Peace Childs, Robert Rourke, Walter Lippmann, Robert Lipsyte, James Kilgallen, Harry Golden, David Lawrence, John O'Donnell, Langston Hughes, Dan Parker, Jack Anderson, Ed Sullivan, Arthur Knock, Lee Mortimer, Jack O'Brien, William F. Buckley Jr., Tom Wicker, Doris Fleece, and Victor Rizel, Dorothy Kilgallen, James Reston, J. Anthony Lewis, Mary McClory, William B. Shannon. I read them all and many, many more, savoring the way that they put words together, the way they turned a phrase. Their insights and ideas were often contradictory, even confusing, but how they wrote was usually more important than what they wrote to me. And they are gone, if not dead, and most are silent newspaper pages. And many of the papers which they wrote are gone. The Herald Tribune, the World Telegram, the Sun, the Daily Mirror, and the rest have shrunk and in jeopardy. Craigslist ate the ads, the internet and cable TV have made their news dated, and their relevance is doubted. So they may slip away. How sad, how fucking sad. I weep with them slow wakes. Thanks for putting it with me.
Thanks a million, John. It's moving and amusing as well